Sea Apprenticeship Program is a program that has been running in Uganda since 2013, and would like to acknowledge the late Governor of the Central Bank of Uganda, the late Professor Emmanuel Tumusiime Mutebi, who challenged our founder, Dr. Peter Chimbua. At the time in 2010, 2011, most of the chief executives were foreign. So the governor of the central bank challenged PK, as he likes to be called, asking him, what does it take to have indigenous CEOs? So PK got together with sitting CEOs at the time, and they said they need to do something about the indigenous bench of chief executives. So they came together and they started a program called the Sea Apprenticeship Program to mentor direct reports to the CEOs to get them ready for the CEO role.
I have just had an amazing session with the CEO Apprenticeship Program. I focused on two things: how to become the next CEO, which is important, how to get selected, what happens when you get the job, what your first 100 days are about. But more importantly, I focused on the transition from the CEO and what are you going to do with your life after hitting the top of your game.
It's moved me from one point of courage to a higher leap of faith that I can actually do better than where I am now. I found it very empowering. It has given me a point of self-reflection.
We've interacted and met several leaders who have left an impact on how I look at doing business.
A lot of investors are very keen to know, what are you doing, even as you do your business, what is the impact on the environment? What is the impact on the social aspects? Is it just more about profit, or are you more worried about the communities that are around you?
My perception has changed to believing that we have to relate with the communities that we impact in order to empower them, and that way we shall lead to the bigger picture that shall drive profitability.
All the experiences have been special, and I'm taking back home something that I know is going to change what I do.
This is a program that prepares those who report to CEOs to become CEOs. However, there are sitting chief executives who have looked at the curriculum of the Sea Apprenticeship Program, and they've chosen to come to class and sit in our class. So as I speak right now, in the cohort of 2023, we have 6 CEOs who looked at the curriculum and said, we need to be part of this.
It was very interesting interacting with the upcoming CEOs in the CEO Apprenticeship Program. And it's a good program because really it helps the CEOs prepare themselves even as they get into the leadership in some of the conversations, that they can be the drivers of change.
I really spoke a lot more on how to transition from being the CEO to being an impactful leader on the continent and making a difference.
When you listen to other CEOs across the region, it tends to make you realize you're not alone. I would want to encourage my fellow CEOs out there. This is a program we need to be part of.
We are quite selective in the people who come into this program. So at the beginning, we have, we call it a pre-training conversation. Those who have applied to sit in this class, we meet them before they come to class. We vet them. Also because we don't want to water down the caliber of the program. There's a mandate we'd like to deliver. And some people have said, Stephen, well, you've taken care of those who should be executives. How about those who are mid-level management and those who are on the shop floor? So we are doing the same thing at the CEO Summit. We are not only focusing on those who should be, but for this program, you have to be a direct report to the chief executive, or if not that, you are at such an influential role that gets you to run the organization. In terms of who sits in the class, should they be Ugandan or can they come from elsewhere? We are very much open. In fact, if we have executives who are non-Ugandan, it enriches the class. It enriches the experiences that are shared. Right now, we can speak that in our class of 2023, we have a Nigerian and then we have a Kenyan. The rest are Ugandan. Ordinarily, the way this program is set up, you don't necessarily have to be domiciled in Uganda to do the program. It's a modular program. So when you get to know when it's running and you can plan yourself accordingly, you can come to sit in the class. Each class is tasked to come up with a legacy project. It's very important to give back. Leaders need to give back. It's not just enough for you to know what it means to be a chief executive. So we challenge the classes. They come together at the beginning to work on a project that will outlive the class. So when it comes to the end of the program, yes, they graduate after a year, but what keeps them together as a class? So over time, each of our cohorts have come up with something that has kept them going. And that's something we are very, very keen on, giving back to society. Our partnership with Rise School, we've entered that partnership this year in 2023. And already we are looking at this partnership lasting forever, if possible. We've been closely following what Dr. Patricia Murugami is doing with the Rise School and with Breakthrough Leadership Transformation Group. At Rise School, they're very keen on getting leaders to discover their next best selves. And that is very, very important, because in leadership, what got you where you are is not enough to get you to the next step. There is that famous book written by Marshall Goldsmith, What Got You Here Will Not Get You There. And oftentimes you have to peer inside yourself to discover what is the next thing that you need to do. At times you need to stretch yourself to get out of your comfort zone. So leadership is not just about arriving, becoming the CEO. What's the next best thing that I can do out there? And we've discovered that the Rise School, Dr. Patricia Murugami and her team are doing that effectively.
The gem kind of information and discussions we are having leave you speechless. So I encourage my fellow CEOs to enroll for this.
I would really recommend this program for every individual out there that wants to look at leadership in another perspective. It's not only about the technical skills that you can bring to the table, but it's more about the networks that you build or the people that you lead. How are you making an impact? And what is your legacy at the end of the day?